Hey everybody, welcome. We're happy you can be here with us today. We're so excited about Stefano. You can sing along or play.
Singing on my thing, to my way anything to my singing on my ding in the thing, dinging in my dinging in my dinging bent down, get the dimming in my ding my ding in my dinging in my dinging in my ding my dimming in my Tumanuma, Tinganama, Tima, Timanama, 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 Tima, Timanama, Timanama, Tinganama, Tima, Timanama, 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 Tima, Timanama, 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 Tima, Timanama. Singing on my head, yeah, to my sin no way can do my to my sin on that sin on my No, no, my, yeah, Hello.
Need I say more, everybody? I am so happy to have Stefano here. Yay! Welcome to Music Alive. I see some new names. We're so happy that you're joining us today. I'm Mary Kanish, and Mike Deaton is my co-host on this program, this series that we created. And we will share a little bit more about the series at the end of this program because Stefano is closing the season till the fall. And so he is our last presenter, and we're so excited to have him. So I'll introduce him in a moment. Hey, Mike, anything you want to start with to kick us off on the tech?
Hey, welcome everybody. I'm super inspired already. Holy cow. You can use the chat at any time. There's a chat button at the bottom. If you might have to wiggle your mouse to get it to appear, but you can click the chat button. You can type in the chat at any time, and we'll try to circle back for questions. And you're also invited to change your view anytime you like. So there's gallery view where you can see everybody, and there's speaker view where you see just the active speaker. And so when I put us in, when I spotlight somebody, it flips everybody into speaker view. So like this. And then you can change that by going in the upper right of your screen. Usually you'll see the word view there, and you can click there to switch between gallery and speaker view. and on some devices you swipe to go back to gallery view. So just want to remind you, you're always in control of your own experience.
Yay. Love that. Self-empowered, right? Woohoo. Wow. I have, as many of you know, I've traveled around the world and worked with all kinds of different musicians. And Stefano has been a huge inspiration for me. And when I met him several years ago, he came to one of my workshops. Oh my gosh. I have to say, I was so excited about everything he has been doing. And he is such a treasure to the human race that I really wanted to have him share his genius and his joy and all of the amazing things that he does. So he's a musician, educator, circular music facilitator. I love that title, Stefano. That makes me so happy. And Drum Circle Facilitator, endorsed by REMO from Italy. And he's been, as you've already seen, he's been dealing with body music and other forms of circular music, and he'll share a little more about that since 2011. He works throughout Italy and abroad with groups of teachers, actors, choirs, employees in frameworks ranging from school to mental health institutions, prisons, and corporate training programs, and from performance to community and team building. And in 2017, he collaborated with the University of Bologna for the course of Artistic Vocology. Is that what you say, vocology? Vocology.
Vocology, yes.
Vocology. That is awesome. And for the first course on world circular music called Circlesinging Educational, which is just he and the group that he works with in Italy are some of the most profoundly inspiring folks I've run across in the world. And so, like I said, I've wanted to share him with all of you for a while, so we're really happy and hoping that the connection will stay good. I know he's got some internet issues, so we're hoping you're here, and so far, so good. I'm going to turn it over to you. Stefano, we are yours, and welcome, welcome. We're so happy that you're here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm really honored to be part of this program and to share with you what I do, and most of all what I believe in, because this work for me, this job for me is something more. It's like a mission. I used to be an engineer, and I quit everything to do music, but not simply to play, but to use music as a tool to develop human being potential in different ways. But I don't want to talk a lot. I would like to do things. Let's start doing something, and then if you want, we can talk later. Okay? So, each one of us has his or her own rhythm. And when we stay together in a circle, what keeps us together is the pulse, musically, I mean. And the goal of a facilitator is to respect all the personal rhythms people have, and to put all this rhythm together, respecting the rhythms and so respecting people. So what I would like to do is to start working on the pulse. And okay, can you hear it? Maybe I can raise up a little bit. So we start playing one single sound, like a snap. Oh, and when we play a snap, we can play it in a lot of places. So let's start to explore the world around us, playing snaps in places that are not common. So the rule is, don't create rhythm, just play on the pulse. And then we pass to the clap. There are different ways of playing clap, and there are different places in which we can play clap. If you want to raise up, to stand up, I mean, we can play a dark clap in this way, changing hand, so we can use better both our hemispheres. We can play the clave in this way. Just stretch your fingers. We can play fingers on palm or back on palm. 2 fingers. Bring it around you. It's really fun when we do this live in couples or in group. We can interact using our communicative musicality. Okay, now we mix 2 sounds. We can play feet or clap, but the rule on the pulse, the rule is that we cannot play 2 sounds at the same time. If we stomp, we don't clap. Okay, and pay attention please, because I raise up the tempo. You choose the sequence, but you cannot play a rhythm. Okay, now we can also add snap if you want. And we rest a little bit and we change the couple of sounds that we can play. Now we can play chest or snaps. I low down a little bit the tempo, but the rule is that we cannot play 2 sounds in a sequence with the same hand. So we have to always alternate hands, okay? And please try to not to play a pattern, but to create always different patterns. Explore. I raise up the tempo, and the other rule is that we have to play all the pulses. We cannot play a rhythm, but we cannot leave any pulse, okay? I raise up the tempo. It's 122. Always alternate your hands. And never play 2 sounds at the same time. Raise up the tempo a little bit. Okay, and rest a little bit. And now we can play on the pulse whatever we want, all the sounds that we want, okay? So don't remember that we have a back. We can cross. Okay, now play what you want. You can also play rhythms. And we can also explore. You know, we can produce a lot of sounds using our mouth. Okay, we rest a little bit, and now we do something difficult. We start playing 8 pulses, so 8 sounds, and then we rest for 8 pulses, okay, in this way. 1, 2, I'll show you. And we rest. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Again. And again. Last time. Okay, now in the second part we can choose, for example, if we play the pulse in the first 8 pulses, if we play body rhythm or drum or whatever, we can choose to improvise in the second part, to be free. We can use voice or we can create rhythm. So the rule is pulse in the first 8 pulses and then rhythm in the second series of 8, right? 1, 2, ready, go, pulse! Go! Snowy and dum singing up banging a mod singing out the mo singing it don't tingle real ching bop ting dong ting dong singing open dating get stinging in do and we rest a little bit. How are you, Mary? Now please, yes.
Can you put in the chat bar? You can pop in the chat bar how you feel so Stefano can know. That was awesome.
I feel my brain growing already.
So much smarter. We all are. That was so much fun. I love it.
Yeah, that is the idea. I love the idea of playing.
Yeah.
When we raise up as adults, when we grow up as adults, we forgot that the importance of playing. You know, in a lot of languages, there is just one word to say play something and to play a game. In Italy, we have two. To play an instrument is suonare. To play a game is giocare. And it's so easy to forget that they are the same thing. So music is a serious game, and a game can allow us to keep the cortisol and stress outside of our field of our education environment, and to learn to feel good emotions, and that's great because our brain works in that way. Because we are mammals, am I right? Is it the right word? The word?
Mamas?
Mammals. We say like like dolphins, lions.
Oh, mammals. Mammals. Mammals.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes. No, it's fine.
Yeah, and our brain works in that way. And so
Yeah.
game is really important, and so let's start playing, and then there is the concept of teach without teaching. We are developing our brain, yeah, because we are working on our horizontal plane, so working on down and up, feet and claps. We are working on our sagittal plane, I mean laterality, working on our left or right. A lot of disorders, also with learning disorders, I mean, at school, it depends on not good connection between the right and the left hemisphere. So this is a good way to improve that. And it's really an ancient thing to do. So a lot of my osteopath told me that a lot of kids have problems to learn because they didn't. When the small children walk with hands and on their knees.
Falling. Yep.
Yeah, and that's really important because they are doing exactly what we did now
Yes.
in a different way. And then there is rhythm, there is music, and it's wow. And I love to play in that to play in this way.
So much fun.
Yeah, thank you. And this is what I do. I don't know if there are questions, but
There's a
if you
lot of
want,
wonderful comments, Stefano. Very nice. People love it. So much fun. Had a lot of fun. I feel active. That was fabulous. So it's so beautiful to see what simplicity can create. It was awesome.
yeah, that is another keyword, you know. Working on simplicity problem is the most difficult thing to do. No, keys, keep it stupidly simple. No, Arthur gave us this acronym, and it's true, and it's true, because from that a lot of things can really grow up. So what I do basically is to bring this kind of activities to different kind of population from, yeah.
There is a question from
Yeah.
Allison. How do you count to 8 and still be free?
How do you count 8 and still be free? Well, the question is just one. We did it quickly, and the question is the fact is that when we repeat it for some times, we don't have to think because our body knows it. And in Western classical music, they think that we have to count, but our body is wiser than our brain somehow, and I love that. I love that. I love the fact that, for example, the pulse in a lot of tradition and culturally specific traditions is not here, but it's here. It's on the body, and we are rhythm. The way we walk and we do other things, it's polyrhythm. So that's the fact. When we repeat it, our body learns it, and we don't have to think to it because our body knows.
How many beats, Kim? That's so true, and the body wisdom is just lovely the way you present that, Stefano. How many beats? Kim asked, how many beats per minute do you begin with?
It was like 70 something,
Okay.
and we went to from 70 something to the double, more or less. And listen, I'm a classical flutist. That's my problem. No, that's not a problem. That's a starting point, and it's a great starting point, I think. And I think also, choosing words is really important. And I would not define that as a problem. I'm an engineer, and for a lot of years I defined being an engineer as a problem, but it's not, because I developed some skills that for me that I'm right hemisphere dominant, so creative and blah blah blah, are really useful. So that's it. The group helps anyone who is still learning it beats. Yeah, the idea is that we go on step by step. So I start exploring usually, and then freely, and then we go on the pulse, and we stay on the pulse a little bit. Also, 70 is not a slow tempo. And more you go down with a BPM, more is difficult because you have to move. That's why I asked you to try to play snaps in places in which you didn't play. You never played it because it's there are new pathways, new connections for our brains. No, it's like going home, driving for another road, a different road than the usual. and and then, yeah, so I create exploration, so I know my body. I know what the sounds of my body can produce, and then pulls, and that's the first rule. And then I create the matrix. I mean, eight pulses plus silence. And so we can think to it, and we can feel it, and we can also count in that first part. And then when we embody it, we can create something different in the free part, in the empty part. And yeah, now we are it's a webinar, we are not live, but it's possible to create a lot of games, different games when we are live, just using that simple game. And it's really fun because I talked about communicative musicality. So from the prosody, from the way we speak, there is melody, the way we move, there is rhythm, and that's communication beyond words. Words are not important. All the rest is important. How do you move at a piano? Piano, do you mean the piano or piano? The first one or the second one? The piano. How do I move? I move a lot. I move a lot, always. Even I'm a guitar player. I studied piano, but I'm a guitar player, and I always move a lot when I do everything. I'm kinetic. How do you say it? Yeah, I need to move.
Kinetic, yes.
My brain needs movements, and this thing started from Mary. When I met Mary, it was like, yeah.
I felt the same way when I met you, so it's so fun. The influence was dual.
Yeah, she's my missing link between all the things that I was studying at that moment, and was yeah. In fact, after a year, I brought her in Italy to work for a festival that organized, and so yeah.
Yeah, we were truly soul connectors. Yeah, because you also answered so many things I had wanted to learn. So it's so much fun to see what you're doing now.
Yeah. And what do you think? If there are no questions, I will
I think
go
we're
on.
good.
I would like
Yep,
to go on.
let's move on.
Okay.
You bet.
Okay. And another thing that I love a lot, um, in the first part when we do drum circle, for example, in the first part there is a part of exploration, of taking contact with instruments and people, and then we start to learn about music, doing it. And what I like are the call and response games. Okay, the call and response games can be really easy, but can be also really difficult. So we start with a simple game. Okay, I do some vocal call and a response. There are thousands of games around call and response. We work a little bit with voice, okay, but there is a but. So if I stay like this, you have to copy exactly after me what I say, what I sing. If the signal is this one, you have to invent something by your own, okay? And obviously there is tempo. So we can playing with music. I love using the loop station because it's like working with an orchestra of myself. That is not the best, but it's the best I can do now. Okay, so copy and create by your own. I do it. You just see it. You watch me. Okay. Yeah, an orchestra of myself is all beardy people. Tingina tinde io. Tingina tinde io. Ding-a-ding-na, ding-de-yo. Ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-no. What you want, what you want. Ding-a-ding-no, ma-ma-ma, eh. Singing the domati, king dong 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 wow wow. King dong dong and the ding in the ding in the do. Ding in the ding in the ding go wheel. Gong wa. Go on. Dong bagan dong 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 bagan dong dong dong. Gini go go gini 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 go go go. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I was joking. So that's the idea, okay? So now I stop for a little bit this orchestra of myself, myself orchestra, and we create a platform. So a little step forward, okay? Really often it's difficult for people to sing. When I studied Hochschule education, they taught me that the path was from voice to body to instruments. There is something that is outside, so from internal to external. And yeah, it has a sense, but is really often doesn't work because using our voice is something really difficult. And so we have to find a way to create like a lie from our mind, because everyone can sing, but really often there is a little voice in our mind that says, "You cannot sing. No, you cannot. You are not in tune." And that voice is, it's a fake. And if we find something to do for that voice, that is our mind, then we can sing freely. Okay? So I call it a work on a double, it's a double work. I mean, we are playing a pattern with our body, a simple pattern that gives us the metro, the length of the pattern, and then we do the color response, right? So we stay in 4, but obviously we can do in many meters, all the meters that we want, and the pattern is this: chest, snap, thighs, snap. Okay, all together. 1, 2, ready, go. Chest. Chest, snap, tights, snap. I raise up the tempo a little bit. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Do you have it? You got it? Yeah, that's fine. okay, this is my real voice. Now, the game is this one. We put together the two games and we play the pattern. I do a call and you do the response, okay? But it's not so easy and we go on fast. I will help you doing it with my left hand so you can watch me if you lose yourself, okay? And going back to the previous game, if I sing and I stay like this, you have to repeat exactly what I sing. But if I stay like that, you have to create your own melody or rhythm with your voice. I think... Oh, okay, I lost you for some seconds. Sorry.
You're back.
Ready?
Okay.
Okay, let's start playing. Yeah, I'm back, luckily. You do with both your hands, okay? And I help you with my left hand. And so, this is copy what I sing. This is create by your own, okay? Tinginena, 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 tingini, 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 ting down by yourself. Tingini, 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 na by yourself. Yengano sumaye siyo, sumaye. Yengene sumaye siyo. Yengene sumaye siyo. Yengene sumaye siyo. Create by yourself. Yengene sumaye siyo. Oh, you knew, why you knew, when create by yourself. Singing in angin dan, singing in angin dan. Singing in angin dan. Singing in angin dan, singing in angin dan. Singing, 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 singing. Singing, 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 singing. Singing, 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 singing. Singing, 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 blah. Okay.
That's hilarious. I love it. Love it.
Yeah, it's really hilarious. Yeah. And yeah, and the idea, no, is to start exploring and then, work on musicality. Oh, I'm really happy that you're enjoying it. And the fact is that it seems easy, but it's not. Really often what seems simple is not simple. It's really not simple. And most of all, simple doesn't mean stupid. Simple means essential. And we need essential things in our life, I think.
Particularly now. I mean, it's
Yeah.
so beautiful to bring it back to this essential, fundamental place. Stefano, that's just so profound. Should we ask if anyone has questions? And always, if you've got a comment or how that was for you, if you can pop it in the chat bar. It's just wonderful to kind of hear what you're learning. And hey, Mike, you want to track the chat bar and see if there's any questions that come up? That was awesome. And not so easy to do, you're right, to keep the rhythm and then the switching, the brain bandwidth of brain that it takes to go, oh, is it the same? Oh, it's different now. And oh, I've got to keep my body going. So that is fascinating. You're so right.
Yeah, because there are a lot of skills that you have to use at the same time.
Yes,
You have to sing, you have to listen, you have to watch what's happening, and you have to copy or create.
right.
So a lot of things, and in that way you can lie to your mind and to that voice, and
Yes.
you can really be more free to sing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And thinking about it from your perspective too, being able to facilitate all that with the rhythm with one hand and the signals with the other, and still vocalizing and improvising, that's
Woo!
fantastic. So you're seeing the questions there. Sounds like, have you done this with very young children and with the elderly? And then I think this is a great time to ask you about your equipment and your setup also.
Oh, yes.
Allora, well, yes, I do it with young children. I do something like that in my daughter classroom, and she is actually 5. And but I was doing something similar when she was 4, and I didn't work with elderly a lot. I worked a little bit, but I didn't have the opportunity to do it. And very often, what I do is not working in my place, but working around. So I have a short time to do it, and so this kind of games and this kind of training is something that for me is useful when you do it, when you can repeat it. And yeah, that's a pity for me. And yeah, setup, I use a Boss RC505 absolutely, with a condenser mic that can take also my body. And yeah, it's directly connected to my Mac via USB. So the setup is really simple. And I also don't have internet connection at home, so I using my smartphone hotspot today.
It's a miracle, yeah, that it's working. Yay.
Yeah, yeah. And usually this is probably the last step. I mean, if I have a lot of times, often I start with playing with boom wakers, with objects, because when you use drums or boom wakers, it's not you playing or singing, but you can hide behind the instrument. So somehow it's easier, no? And then it's fun to go to sing what you play, and it's easier because it's another way of not thinking to the fact that you are singing. Yes, moonwakers, tuned plastic tubes. Yes. I have about 800 at home because I do it for big.
I love that you had 800 boom whackers. That makes me very happy.
Yeah, like Donald Duck was swimming in the money and the coins. I swim in the boomwakers sea.
I love it. Swimming in the boom whackers sea. You got it. That's great. Hey, it's about 1:50. Well, let's see. It's about 4:53. I'm on the West Coast today. So I'm looking at the time. And shall we do our announcements now? Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, stick around. We're not done yet, folks.
Yeah.
We got a little more fun stuff. We want to tell you about a couple of things also.
And we wanted to end with Stefano and in a super joyful way and a playful way. So we'll do our announcements now and go out. And the way we really want to go is playing. Yay! So Mike and I have actually been doing this series since the pandemic started. And we're actually, Stefano is our 39th virtual 39. It's like, woo! It is so cool. And we have 39 wonderful sessions that you can come and look at in the library, virtual library, anytime you want. And it's on the website. And we're just so excited to be able to offer this and do this. And Mike and I are committed to continuing if you'd like to support this project, it's by donation. And Mike will put the link in the chat bar. It's to Music for People. And that is the organization that I have been a part of for 30 years now. And Stefano is truly doing the work that we do in a beautiful, beautiful way. So it's finding like-minded people that share in this passion and this mission to bring joy through and transformation through music making and improvisation. And the body element is just, to me, so exciting. We have the Art of Improv with Music for People is coming up this summer, August 1st through 3rd. And so you're welcome to join us. Again, that's at the Music for People website. So check it out. We have all kinds of different programs, and we'll begin having in-person sessions in the fall. So we're very excited about that as well. And Mike, anything from your end? And then we're going to feature Stefano's writing a book, and I'm hoping you'll just maybe talk just briefly about it. I know it's not done, but we're so excited that you're doing that and bringing this in a broader palette to the world. And do you want to talk about that a bit, Stefano, your book?
Yeah, I'm writing a book about my experience with circular music. Is what I call circular music is, all the experience I did with body music, with circle singing, with drum circle, and the first part is I try to write down my thoughts about the role of music in our life. I mean, and what is for me being a facilitator, and it's something we can just see the upper part of the iceberg, but there is a lot. There is really a lot connected with emotions, with feeling, with accepting ourselves, with looking for who we are and acting for who we are, for what we are. And for me, it was really a way, a journey that allowed me to grow up and to be myself. And so I shared in the first part all these thoughts, and in the second part will be more practical. I talk about activities and structures, but it's not a method. I don't want to write a method. It's just sharing things. I always love to say that I love to study a lot of things, but I don't want any tattoo in on my body. So it's doing a lot of experience and putting together. Yeah, that's it. And I think in October, November I will be out also in English.
Good.
So
We'll let everybody know as soon as it comes out. We've got everybody on the mailing list, so as soon as it's out, we'll make sure. And you'll also have this video to go along with it, so you can let folks know that if they want to see your work in action, the beauty of the virtual library is it's there, that you can bring people to anytime. So we're so
So,
excited.
Stefano, if you would, do you want to put an email address in there or something where people can contact you if they want to know more in the future? And
yeah,
somebody is asking where in Italy you are.
I live in Umbria. That is the green region of Italy, right in the center. The most famous city, I think, is Assisi. There is San Francisco here, and I live 15 kilometers from there. But yeah, I love to live here, but it's not a good place. Italy is not in general a good place to work. But I love it. I love this place. There is great energy, and so yeah, we will see. And I stay here. And if you want to look for me, I'm working on my websites, circularmusic.it or stefanobaroni.org. Maybe I can write on the chat if you want.
Yeah, it'd be great, Stefano, if people had a way just to kind of keep in touch with what you're doing. And
Yeah.
like I said, we'll work to get the word out too as your work is emergent. And by the way, while we're doing this, please pop in your biggest takeaway from Stefano's session too. We will end in music making, but if you want to pop in now in the chat bar, that would be great. Mike?
Yeah, I just want to wrap it up and say thank you all so much for being a part of it. I enjoy seeing your faces every week. Some of you are here many, many weeks. We're going to be starting back again sometime after the end of summer, and it probably won't be weekly, but it's going to be regular again. And we have ideas for other ways to keep the community continuing to grow and build. And I just really love sharing this time and space with you. And I look around and I see what I think I see are a bunch of fun, expressive, creative, lifelong learners. You know,
lifelong learners. Yay!
I don't have the power to know things about you, but I suspect that about all of you. And so, you know, you may just be here as a participant to soak this in and have the experience. We all get the benefit of that. But if you're going out and leading any of this, you know, really take this to heart. Like, the permission to play is so powerful. And we start with ourselves. We model the behavior we want to see. So we have fun. And, you know, Stefano has all these beautiful, complex things, but he's not taking himself too seriously. So I just think it's a good reminder. That's my biggest learning, is that, you know, we model by having fun, by giving ourselves permission to play and give ourselves permission to make mistakes and not take ourselves so seriously all the time.
So true.
Take that with you with any groups that you're working with.
Yes. Okay, Stefano, we are yours for a closing activity. And everybody, if you need to leave, we understand, but stick around and Stefano, take us out. Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you, Mike and Mary, for hosting me. It's really a pleasure and an honor. So, Mary, please, can you sing something for me?
Sure. Anything?
Yeah, just something. You can start improvising, but then find a pattern or something like that.
Got it. Bom bom ba do be ba ba sa do do de da bom ba bom bom be do ba ba bom bom be do ba ba bom bom be do ba ba
bom bom be do ba ba bom bom be do ba ba bom bom be do ba ba bom bom be do ba. Other ideas? Bom bom be do ba ba.
Somebody else? Mike, how about you?
Shaka, shaka, shaka boom ba. Shaka, shaka, shaka boom ba.
Bom bom be do ba shaka boom ba. Shaka 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 boom ba. Bom bom be do ba ba. Bom bom be do ba ba. Bom bom be do ba ba. Anyone else?
Go ahead, Jan.
Beep beep beep
Buddy, buddy, oh.
Bom bom be do ba ba. Bom bom be do ba ba. Buddy, buddy, yo. Buddy, buddy, yo. Buddy, bom be do ba ba. Bom bom be do ba ba. Anyone else?
Baby, baby, baby. Say bambino, bambino, baby, baby, baby. Bambino, bim, 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 bam.
Bom bom be do ba ba. Bom bom be do ba ba. Bambino, 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 bam, baby, baby. Bambino, bambino, bambino. Kev, I've seen you raising up your hand. Yeah. Kev. Oh, yeah. Yeah, come on. Lulu, I've seen you raising up your hand.
Zing, 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 zing.
Sing, 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 sing. Ding-a-na-na, ding-a-sing in the mood, sing, 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 sing. Oh, why get it done? Let's play some rhythm. Sing, 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 sing. Thank you, everybody. Oh, sing. Thank you.
Woohoo! Hey,
Let's throw the mics open and end with one big note together.
yeah.
Thank you so much, Stefano.
Thank
Give us a big note. Get ready.
Thank you, Marion.
Tom, come on, Tommy.
Raise the crowd. Woo! Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Stefano. That was awesome. Wonderful way to close our season. Woo-hoo!
Thank you very much.
You
Thank you,
can
really.
pop in the chat bar anything, your biggest takeaway from his session if you'd like, and you can throw your mics open and say thank you before you go. And wow, thank you so much, Stefano and everybody for keeping this, our music alive. Thanks, Mike. You've been an amazing co-host for the last year and a half. Woohoo! And everybody who's presented with us, and several of them are here with us today. So we're so excited to add this to our amazing library. Wow, Stefano, it was so beautiful.
Ciao, Stefano.
Wow, thank you.
Hello.
An amazing mood lifter. And I was already in a good mood, so that goes to tell you.
Che gioia è questa.
Ci vediamo.
I saw you boogieing, Ange. I saw you getting down at the start.
I knew you'd love him.
Plus, I lived a year in Umbria. Perugia.
Oh, Umbria's beautiful. I long to come back when I can.
Saint Francis of Assisi is a very special person.
Yes, and his energy, I'm not religious, but his energy is still here. I can feel it in that mountain. Yeah. I define myself a spiritual person, and there are some enlightened people that, have made the difference in the history, and it's one of that.
Every time you speak with the birds, you feel him.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Cool. Wow, thanks everybody. If you have any other questions you can ask I know it's one of those days you don't want to go. It's like, that was so much fun, I just want to keep on doing it.
Yeah.
You can throw the loop on and as they leave. That was a beautiful loop, man. Do you still have it? You want to turn it on, Stefano?
You want the loop to loop again? That
That
one?
same loop. Yeah, is it still going?
Same loop going on. Ting tum tick. Bum 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 bye bum bum bedo bye bum bum bedo bye ding 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 bum dum dum bum bum bedo bye bum bum bedo bye no bum bum bedo bye bum bum bedo bum bum bedo
Do with music. See you later, everybody. Have a great day, evening.
Sing, 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 sing,
Bambino, baby, baby, baby.
sing, 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 sing,